Hello, my name is Kerry Arthur, and today we're going to take a look at the rest of the stuff that was revealed at the Warhammer 40,000 Open Day for 2019. And, well, this is interesting. So we have the next 3 books of the Psychic Awakening event, campaign, series, however you want to put it. So we'll take a look at the video for the first in the newly unveiled next 3, which is Ritual of the Damned. So let's have a look at the trailer and see who's involved.
Prospero, our home of old, has been reclaimed. Once we are unleashed, nothing will stop us.
Well, that's fairly comprehensive then, isn't it? So, looks like we've got Thousand Suns, we have Grey Knights and Dark Angels for the first one, which is actually kind of interesting. It makes a change from the standard, which is obviously Space Wolves versus Thousand Suns, actually messing about with it and having something a little bit different to that. I like that. Also very, very optimistic there from the Thousand Suns. Nothing will stop them, apparently. I'm going to guess that's not entirely correct. So, what else do we have? So we have Ritual of the Damned, which is obviously the next one. Then we have The Greater Good. I'm going to go ahead and assume Tau is related to that. I'm just trying to think who else. The only thing I can think is maybe Necron, because they haven't had anything so far, but we'll see. We'll see close to the time. If it doesn't turn out to be Tau versus someone there, then that is the biggest bait and switch that Games Workshop will ever play. If indeed Saga of the Beast doesn't turn out to be Space Wolves versus Orks. I mean, it's got to be Space Wolves versus Orks, right? It's Saga of the Beast. There is literally nothing else that fits that quite that well in any capacity, and I have to admit that very much gives credence to the information that I was given last week before, whenever that video came out about a Space Wolves versus Orks box set. I'm not sure how that would fit into 9th edition, but I mean that is pretty clearly Space Wolves versus Orks right there, unless of course Games Workshop does bait and switch us. But that seems pretty. That's now moved. That rumor, that bit of information, the Space Wolves versus Orks box has now moved from I can see it happening to, oh, this actually looks quite likely. It's shifted into the this is now more likely than I thought column. And of course, since there's, Legendary Heroes Reborn and Reimagined, that would be a very good time to bring out a much bigger Ghazghkull, would it not? Interesting stuff there. Ooh, I'm mostly interested about that one, to be honest, because I'd really like to see that source of information that I have is correct, and therefore would hopefully have more stuff to say. So, yeah, nice, tasty. So that was the stuff that revealed at 1, and the grand finale that we had at 4:30 is from the freshly forged Warhammer media team. So this is a bunch of animation. So let's take a look at it, and then go on to have a little glance at these screenshots for Angels of Death.
In battle do I live, in light do I rise.
This is Captain Salkin of the Blood Angel strike cruiser Sword of Baal. Respond.
I did not know I would ever feel a chill on my skin again.
So there's clearly some like Warhammer adventure stuff in there, and I didn't realise they're doing things like cartoons as well. That's interesting. That's kind of cool. We'll have to see what happens with that. As they say, the first project due for completion is Angels of Death, which is obviously Richard Boylan and... I forget your name. Wait, does it say? It should say. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. I do apologise in advance. Bowman Murdine? Probably close enough. The screenshots for this look really, really good. It's like got his signature touch to it. It's still very, very stylized, but I feel like there's a lot of detail there. There's a lot of there just is more. It feels like there's been time and kind of, I guess, budget to just put more and more detail into these shots, and it shows because they look really good. Yeah, that looks good. I have faith that is going to be pretty damn good, to be honest. There's no reason as to why it wouldn't be. There really is no reason as to why it wouldn't be. I mean, Richard and Bowman's previous work it stands on its own 2 feet, doesn't it? You don't really need more any evidence that they aren't going to do well with this. They clearly are. So, written by the Warhammer Story Forge, Angels of Death are being animated in collaboration with, as we know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It is interesting to see like a bit more in the way of, I'm going to put this shot back up because I really like it. It is interesting to see a bit more in terms of the kind of animation and media side of things that Games Workshop have now decided to expand into a bit more. It's going to be... I think some of that is going to be polarizing, especially like the Warhammer Adventure stuff, but the animation didn't look bad. It didn't look shoddy or cheap or anything, so they're obviously putting the time and the effort and the money there to make it at least a decent product visually. So just have to wait and see what else happens with it. So yeah, that is the last of the stuff from the Warhammer 40,000 Open Day. I like the models that were shown off. I have to admit, I am now properly excited for Angels of Death. I mean, seeing those little clips and these stills, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you think of all of that in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Feel free to click all the things, you know what they are. And there's the affiliate link as well. All the boxes have gone up. The battle forces are now available, so if you want to grab those through Elements, you'll save about 20 quid on each one, which is a pretty hefty chunk of change. And yeah, if you use the link in the description, then 10% of anything you spend will go to charity at the end of the month. So it's something you can do if you'd like. If not, that's fine too. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.